It's so cool to sit here and just watch. We've said this before. Families walk by, characters of the fire service walk by, people that are friends. You can just kind of sit here and everybody's having such a good time.
Absolutely.
And this room has kind of been that way. This room has been that way all week.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a ton of. We'll get into this, but we've had a ton of current members of Founders Federal Credit Union come by our table and tell us how happy they are to see us here.
No kidding. Well, that's a perfect segue into this thing. So, see, you're an old hat at this. Folks, we're tickle pink. This is a little different topic for us, and it's so much fun. As Trey's already talked about, Trey Cauthen is with Founders Federal Credit Union, and let me tell you a little background and story. You as firefighters, members of the association, we've been in the credit union world since 2005, 2006, and it's kind of evolved, and it's continuing to grow and improve. And I'm tickled pink today. Now we have a relationship with Founders, and that is awesome. I mean, it's exciting as can be. And so sitting with us today and talking a little bit about that, Trey, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you doing that.
Appreciate it,
you having
guys.
time with us.
Really, really excited to be here and to be an added member benefit for South Carolina State Firefighters Association.
And they've got a booth over, I think it's behind me, over against the wall or somewhere. Or you
over booth 130.
Yeah, and so you've had good traffic this week. Good people walk through.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been, like I said, it's been great to connect with some current members, but then be able to kind of share what all we have to offer to those that aren't as familiar with us.
And I guess current members, because you folks are pretty much all over the state. I mean, you've got branches just a little bit everywhere.
Right. We've got almost 50 branches in the state of South Carolina. Most of those are across the upstate and down into the Midlands of South Carolina.
I'm trying to think, putting you on the spot, and don't expect the answer to this. I'm just trying to think, wonder where my closest branch is out of Newberry. Where you, Columbia?
No, we have a branch in downtown Newberry.
Where's it at?
It is on Main Street, Newberry.
That shows you, Will Vinay, how much I go downtown Main Street, Newberry.
You out in the country.
Now, my wife works on Main Street, Newberry, but I'm out in the country, man, so that shows you how often I get down there. That's kind of sad. I'm going to go down there and find it out. Do you know where it's at on Main Street?
It is.
It's downtown.
It is, and it's one of our newer locations. It's been there for about 2 years now.
But you can probably pull up that picture of that deer that you sent me at Christmas time when the deer got hit downtown.
There's a whole story behind this. Okay, there was a deer got loose down in downtown and did some damage. I'll tell you that after we get through with this because it's a cool story. You'll like it, but I don't think it has a lot of relevancy to Founders. But
I was going to say I thought in the background there was a Founder sign.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, there you go.
He's messing with you now. So, but that's awesome. That's even better for me. Well, cool. So after this Monday, I got to go find out where my local branch is.
Yeah, there you go.
50 across the state?
That's right. And like I said, mostly across the upstate and down into the Midlands. We've got some pretty aggressive plans to move into some other areas of the state. We've got a plan to push east into the Florence, Darlington, Hartsville area. And I know there's some talk of moving down the I-26 corridor down into Orangeburg and eventually down to Charleston. But
now you're originally, now if I get my story right, I think I'm saying it correctly. Founders was originally a part of or founded by, no pun intended, Springs?
That's correct. Yep. Got our start back in 1950 up in the Lancaster, Fort Mill, Rock Hill, Chester area. We were the credit union for Springs Industries. Back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, the mill got moved to Brazil. So we kind of did a rebrand and made ourselves more available to the rest of the community, made some more partnerships with other businesses and organizations in the community, which, years later leads us to
here we
South Carolina State Firefighters Association.
Here we are. That's pretty cool stuff. And your hometown, you were telling me earlier, is Lancaster.
That's right. Yep.
So downtown Lancaster.
Yeah,
you live in the city.
Born and raised.
How about that? That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And he's a big high school sports guy. So you better look out when you start talking about football teams and that kind of stuff and everything. Be real careful.
All right.
Because there's a good chance that Lancaster probably crossed paths with him at some point, so you got to be careful with it.
Yeah, possibly he's faced the Bruins at some point or seen the Lancaster Bruins around.
Well, so, I'm Buford High through and through. Multi generations of my family is going to Buford High. My son just started coaching in Sumter, so I'm a Sumter Gamecock now.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
there you
well,
go.
either way.
That's right. You follow your kids.
I like the word Gamecock. So
Okay, thank you, Trey, for coming. We appreciate that. Side note, right in front of us, a history booth.
okay.
He had, not only is here this year, but he's got a key that fit the old Lancaster jail.
Oh wow.
Because now, and I know I'm going to mess this up because I don't know what year it was. They'll have to tell me. Mary Jo's thinking, she's already saying in her mind, I see it. The key to that jail, because there was a big fire at that jail, loss of life fire, and they ended up having the key to the Lancaster jail given to the history folks.
Oh, wow.
Kind of commemorate, memorize, and hold true that key and what it was about.
That's awesome. I run downtown Lancaster
Yep.
every so often,
Yep.
and my route takes me past the old Lancaster jail. So
Which I think, wasn't that where Morris's office was? Wasn't that where the fire offices were in that old building? It's a kind of a cream colored stone brick block building or something.
It's a gray brick old
Well, I'm
looking
assuming
jail.
they had Morris down in the jail.
Probably did.
In the jail.
For a while before they moved, the county fire, I think, was in that same building. I could be wrong with that, but it was one of those buildings right down there near it. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's all kind of ties. Lancaster has all kind of ties with the association. She's still over there looking for that key is what she's doing. But it's not here. There you go. Well, another time.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to show you that key.
Be able to see the key.
Founders, as obviously brings a lot to the table. I've already heard some scuttlebutt as we were walking around talking and everything. People were excited about some of the things you were offering and some of the stuff y'all were doing. And I know that's near and dear to your heart. What have you seen when people have been walking by that they want to talk about the most?
So we've had a lot of excitement around. We've got a first responder mortgage program for firefighters, law enforcement, EMS. It's a really strong product. There's some hefty closing cost assistance there. No PMI. So just a kind of a quality product that offers some benefits to to those looking to purchase or refinance a home. We've got a really good promotion running on an auto refinance. So if you've got a vehicle that's financed through another institution, we can cut 2% off your interest rate. So lowers your monthly payment and what you have to pay over the life of the loan. So
Pretty cool too.
yeah. Being a credit union, we've got a lot of products that are really, user friendly. You're not going to hit you with a ton of fees and things like that. It's very, very simple to join. It's just a $5 deposit.
Okay, I was going to ask about that. So, all right, so joining, how do I go about that?
Yeah, to join, you can visit one of our offices or go online, but it requires a $5 deposit into a savings account. So very, very easy to manage. And then we've got free checking, no monthly service fees or account maintenance fees or minimum balance fees or anything like that. So very, very easy for our members to maintain.
Awesome. That's cool stuff.
Well, and it's just another example of what we try and do as an association is to give every opportunity to give the most benefit to our members. And the partnership with Founders is just another example of that.
Right. And we pride ourselves on our service. When you come into one of our offices, you get a tailored service to you. We're going to meet you where you are. We're going to roll out the red carpet and put on the white gloves, whether you've got $5 in your account or $5 million, so we really pride ourselves on taking care of people. So,
and I was excited too. Now you'll notice on the table, you see all the fancy little buttons and machine right there.
Yeah.
It's on his side of the table because he
go.
keeps up with cameras and things. I'm not the most IT savvy person, but I do hear a lot of scuttlebutt, and I know that outside of the banking side of it, you folks have got a lot of products and things, and one of them I've heard talk about, and you can tell us what you can talk to my level because I don't know much about it. The IT side and other products is in addition to just banking.
Right. We have a few different organizations that are within our credit union that they're meant to serve our members and the community. We have an insurance services team that does P&C and life accident and health insurance for our membership. We have a wealth management team that can help get folks set up for retirement. And one of the newest additions to that trio of products is it's Fit Founders. It's Founders Innovative Technology and
technology?
What we found is we went through a big core conversion, and this was going to get way too into the weeds, but
All right.
we, our IT department was huge in, helping us through that. And, once it was over, they kind of realized, we can take this and help other credit unions go through this same process and all of that. And from there, it's gone to helping local businesses with their IT services. So, whether it's your workstations and, even your website, cybersecurity, you can, Founders basically becomes your IT department for those smaller businesses that might not have the means to have it in-house, or if they're, contracting it out, we can be that for them.
And that was a scuttlebutt I heard. I had heard several fire departments saying, hey, we got an option. We can go and come see you.
Yeah, that's what we talked to some folks this week about, if they have any workstations that they use for trainings and things like that we're able to, come in and help them with those. So
that's pretty good. You have a partnership with all those outlets and things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so a lot of things that are required now, reporting-wise, and things you got to do, requires you to do more on the computer than you had to in the past. Mm-hmm. But what people don't know once they get these is they are vulnerable to cyber attacks or things getting hacked into, getting bad emails sent to you, whatever you do, that can corrupt your whole system. Can really. Somebody can come in, and I've seen it throughout the state where somebody opens a bad email, mm-hmm. and they think they're great because they got all these computers and things going forward, but they didn't take care of the cyber side of it, and locks their whole system up. Can't do anything to it, and then they hold them hostage. Right,
and we do a lot of education. We'll come out and talk to groups on cybersecurity issues and things like that, and make sure they're making the right decisions. And
he's not going to brag, so I'll brag a little bit on his behalf. They've already started being a pretty good partner with the foundation and the association and everything, because you guys were part of the golf tournament, I know, and have talked about some other relationship items and things. So right out of the gate, they're doing a great job of being just part of the family, part of the organization.
Yeah, we really enjoyed being able to get out to the golf tournament on Wednesday. We didn't play.
Did you play?
Well, I played. Yeah, we played.
Yeah.
We played okay.
All right.
Not good, but not great.
You wasn't part of the crowd that just kind of accidentally got that low score, is what you're saying,
right?
No,
we didn't come in with.
There's some very creative people with all of those extra perks and score helps.
That's true. Yeah, when you can get ones on both the par fives.
Right. You kind of go, how'd you tell me that deal? Yes,
but,
I know.
We had a great time out there. It was good to be able to support the foundation and Cagiano and all the work they put into that, and I think they raised over $45,000.
Yeah, I heard.
That's awesome to hear too. So.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Partners already. See,
and what I love about the foundation is every dime collected goes back to the membership.
Straight back to there's no overhead cost to the thing. It just goes straight back to the members. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, but as far as the golf tournament, I won't even play anymore because I was here at the hotel, and the guy that turned in the low score only had 40 more strokes than I had. How you gonna do that?
There you go. I think we were 7 under or something.
Oh, well,
like that.
and see, on a good day, that'd be just awesome for me.
That sounds legit. I can believe that.
Right. We were probably middle of the pack. We had some moments of really good golf and some moments of not so good golf. So,
but you had a good time.
Yeah, 7 under is believable.
Right, that's believable stuff. Founders seems to be a great outfit, and we're just so appreciative of having the partnership and the time and everything. If conference is here, if you're here on the floor, you're hearing our voice, go by. You got a couple hours left to see. What would your advice be as far as get back home and got some interest perked? What would you website, local sites? What would be your advice?
You can visit foundersfcu.com to check out where locations are close by to you. If you're in one of those markets where we haven't quite made it to yet, we've got a full online platform and mobile app where you can do everything from your couch except for withdraw cash.
Yep.
But visit your website and see where your closest location is. If you're in an area where you've got a location close by, just pop in and see us. We've opened new locations. Over the past couple of years, we're still priding ourselves in opening brick and mortar locations and being there for the community because we kind of got our start with a blue collar workforce and wanting to be there for those underserved communities. So we're still priding ourselves in opening brick and mortar locations for people to do face-to-face business. So.
And I think that's important too for somebody like me who's down in Beaufort because most of your brick and mortar is in the upstate, and
Right.
you're working your way towards the coast.
Yeah.
But you're still going to be a good ways north of me. But members that are in my area, in my region, can still take advantage of and use everything that anybody else can.
Right.
You just won't have a place right there in your area.
Not yet. And, we've got an excellent member care team. That's our contact center. And all of those folks, they sit in Lancaster, South Carolina. So when you call in, you're going to be talking to someone, very, very local that'll be able to help you with any issues that you, maybe couldn't figure out on the app or online on your own.
And if you're talking about things like a mortgage, I don't care where it goes. I don't care if it's going to Lancaster or Iowa.
Right.
Yeah, and one of the good things about our mortgages is, we service them for the life of the loan too. So, once you close on your mortgage, it won't be, sold off to that third party company in Kansas or wherever.
Awesome.
So
Sure.
you'll be dealing with us through the life of the loan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I got my homework cut out for me. You know what my homework is? Main Street, Newberry
Main
on
Street,
Monday.
Newberry.
Yeah, you got to figure out.
And if I walk in and I say, "Hey, Trey sent me," they're gonna know what I'm talking about.
They will.
Okay, there you go. Then
Yeah.
perfect.
Tell them
Perfect. Trey sent you.
Yeah.
So there's your homework too. You got to go find your local credit union founders and
Yeah.
go in and tell them Trey sent you.
Yeah, and take a look at it and see where it benefits you, and if it works for you, take advantage of it as a member.
Absolutely. Awesome job,
sir.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, and
Yeah.
thank you for partnering with the association.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Good stuff, and appreciate the conversation.
And welcome to the family.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes with another episode.
Yes.